What's up, everyone? Welcome into DodgerHeads presented by DodgerBlue.com. My name is Jeff Spiegel, doing a solo show this morning to go over what is about to be an incredible roster crunch. If you think Andrew Friedman gets paid just to make trades and free agent signings, I can assure you the next couple of weeks are going to be absolutely insane for him, as he has to make, alongside Dave Roberts, Brandon Gomes, some of the most difficult decisions possible. There are ways around it. There are some things they can do that maybe aren't fully within the rules, but let's get just this video is meant to be an overview, just a primer of here are the players, here are the options, here are the dates, that kind of a thing. So I've got some slides here to help me out. Let's just refresh some basic major league roster rules. Until August 31st, every team has a 26-man roster with a maximum of 13 pitchers. So 13 pitchers, 13 hitters. These 26 players have to be on the 40-man roster. After September 1st, starting on September 1st, those rosters expand to 28. You can add one pitcher or two hitters, but only one pitcher, one hitter, presumably, is what every single team is going to do. So how does this impact the Dodgers? Let's start on the position player side. On the position player side, obviously Austin Barnes is out, but there are 10 guys for 13 spots until August 31st that are locks. Will Smith, Austin Barnes, Freddie Freeman, Gavin Lux, Miguel Rojas, Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Tommy Edman, Mookie Betts, Shohei Ohtani. Locks for that spot. Okay, but here's where things get interesting. The bench. Until September 1st, the Dodgers have just 3 spots for 5 players. Kike Hernandez, currently on the roster. Kevin Kiermaier, currently on the roster. Chris Taylor, due back from injury shortly. Jason Heyward on the roster. Andy Pages, the only player here who has options available. He has been sent down to the minor leagues. Okay, so even with Pages sent down, the Dodgers have to choose 3 of Kike, Kiermaier, Taylor, and Heyward. None of those guys can be sent down to the minor leagues, which means one of those guys either has to be DFA, basically cut. Chris Taylor is under contract for next year. The other 3 would be free agents at the end of this season, or a phantom IL stint. Now, I know a lot of people are asking, well, why don't they just wait to bring Chris Taylor back until September 1st? No idea. But the Dodgers have made it clear they are not planning on doing that. Chris Taylor is going to come back, and they're going to figure something out. So is it a phantom IL where Kike Hernandez or Kevin Kiermaier pulls a muscle in their back, has to be out for a couple weeks, and then after September 1st, they're back up and everything fits? We'll see. After September 1st, they can choose 4 of that above group. So again, then if at that point, all those guys are still in the organization, Kike, Kiermaier, Taylor, Heyward, all can be on the major league roster. None of them need to be cut. But here's the note that I keep making. If Andy Pages is part of their postseason plans, and he might not be, I think he should be because he's probably one of their best hitters, if not their best hitter, off the bench against lefties. But if he's part of their plans, are the Dodgers really going to have him sit with Oklahoma City for the remainder of their season, not be up with the major league club, not getting reps as a pinch hitter, not getting reps at the major league level, and then just adding him to their postseason roster? Seems unlikely to me. So if Pages is in their plans, I think they're going to have to make a roster move. One of these guys is going to have to go. If Pages is outside of their plans, they can do the phantom IL, get to September 1st, call everybody back, and everybody's good with Pages on the outside looking in. Okay, that's the offensive side. On the pitching side, things are kind of just as complicated. Okay, 40-man roster, currently full for the Dodgers. Yoshinobu Yamamoto is the one player expected back still who is not on the 40-man roster. So for him to be activated, somebody needs to be added to the 60-day IL. There's a couple prospects who are in the minor league level who could technically be called up and then put on the 60-day IL to open a spot, or somebody gets DFA'd. So there are options there. Then you've got guys who just aren't on the 26-man roster currently. Tyler Glasnow, Yamamoto, who we mentioned, Blake Trinan, Brusdar Graterol. Trinan due back today, we believe, but all 4 of those guys would need a spot on the 26-man roster. And then there are 3 players who could potentially be contributors that are in the minor leagues, so not on the 26. That would be Landon Knack, Justin Robleski, Michael Grove. Quick note about Landon Knack. Minor league players, new rule, can only be optioned 5 times before they would have to be basically DFA'd. Landon Knack has been optioned 4 times. As far as I read that, that means he can be called up again and optioned 1 more time. I think he can then be called up again, and if he stays with the major league roster until the end of the season, they wouldn't have to option him again, I believe, but just something to note. Currently on the 26-man roster, you've got 13 pitchers. Bonda, Brazier, Buehler, Kasparius, who's the easiest one to go. He'll go down for Blake Trinan. Flaherty, Hudson, Kelly, Kershaw, Kopech, Bobby Miller, Evan Phillips, Gavin Stone, Alex Vesia. You see the stars next to Kasparius, Miller, Stone, Vesia. Those guys can be optioned, but Gavin Stone's not getting optioned. Alex Vesia is not getting optioned. So The Dodgers have some tough decisions. I know Walker Buehler is going to be a popular candidate to be removed from this list, Bobby Miller as well. But even with Buehler, Kasparius, and Miller, even if all three of those guys go, Glasnow, Yamamoto, Trine, and Gratterall, all four of them will not fit. Now, however, remember, rosters expand on September 1st. So 4 guys for 3 spots does work if you wait until September 1st. And then if Nakro, Blesky, or Grove needed to come back up, things get complicated. So again, I do this just to highlight how many decisions Andrew Friedman and Dave Roberts and Brandon Gomes have coming up. There is a lot of moving pieces for the Dodgers roster. Hopefully you feel like you have a better sense of that now. My name is Jeff Spiegel. If you have not already, please subscribe, ring the notification bell, and join us tonight. Live post-game show against the Mariners. Dodgers going for the sweep. I will be on here, I believe, with Matthew Moreno as soon as that one ends. So join us for that. And if you want even more talk about the roster crunch, check out Tuesday night's live show. Myself, Anthony Witrato, special guest Scott Gierman, all talk about our thoughts on, is it Kiermaier getting DFA'd? Is somebody going on the IL? Is Pages part of the postseason roster? All those types of questions. So you can check that out. As always, check out DodgerBlue.com. If you're a podcast person, Apple, Spotify, Google, look for the Dodger Heads podcast and join us there. Again, my name is Jeff Spiegel. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. And as always, go Dodgers.